Good evening, everyone. I'm calling the Southborough School Committee meeting to order on Wednesday, April 8th, 2026 at 6:31 p.m. We are being recorded and are live streaming this evening. And we have 3 out of 5 members to start. I'm expecting another one to join us. So our first order of business is the school choice public hearing. So I'll open the hearing and hand it over to Greg.
Thank you. So the interdistrict school choice program established by Mass General Law has been in place in Massachusetts since 1999, allowing parents to enroll their children in districts outside their town of residence. And by law, all school districts in the Commonwealth are presumed to participate in school choice unless the school committee votes to withdraw following a public hearing prior to June 1st. So considerations for withdrawal. First is financial disparity. The tuition reimbursement rate for school choice students is $5,000 per student, which is significantly lower than Southborough's FY24 per pupil expenditure of $23,911. This results in a substantial financial shortfall for each incoming school choice student. The next reason is class size and capacity. Our current enrollment numbers are at or near the limits established by the school committee's class size policy. Adding additional students through school choice could negatively impact class sizes and available resources. And for those reasons, I'm recommending that the Southborough School Committee withdraw from school choice for the 26-27 academic year. And again, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
That's great. Does anybody have any questions on school choice?
No, I just totally agree, because we can't spend more money than it costs than we're going to get reimbursed for. And secondly, you could have something unexpected come in, even after they come, and we could be burdened with high costs. So I totally agree with you.
I think I mentioned some, and I've attended a couple of the webinars that MASC puts on as far as state funding. And this is an item they recognize that there's a big problem with the disparity of what school districts get reimbursed versus what it costs. And they don't seem to be, at least, much closer to trying to help school districts deal with it at this point. So hopefully they will at some point. I agree with the recommendation.
Okay. Alan, Greg just gave the overview of the the school choice public hearing. Any comments or questions on that topic?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So with that, I will move that we close the public hearing. Is there a second?
Second.
I'll do roll call vote. Alan?
Yes.
Denise?
Aye.
Roger?
Aye.
And Chelsea's aye. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Greg. Next is special recognition. So this is Denise's last meeting on the K-8 school committee. So just wanted to take a minute to thank Denise for filling the 1-year seat that was vacant about a year ago. So really appreciate you stepping in. It's not easy to just come in for a year and then decide to pursue hopefully another committee in town. But just wanted to take a moment to thank you for attending all the meetings, being engaged with us, kind of just jumping in and not skipping a beat. So really appreciate, you know,
we'll all still be together in a different way.
So, and I think Greg has something to present.
Yes, so we have 2 citations to present to you.
Wow.
So you can come join me.
Anyway.
So the first citation is from the State Senate, and it's in recognition of your dedicated service to the Southborough School Committee, signed by Karen E. Spilka, President of the Senate, Michael D. Hurley, Clerk of the Senate, Senator James P. Eldridge, and State Senator Robin K. Kennedy. And also from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the House of Representatives, again, recognition of your service as a school committee member. This is signed by Ronald Mariano, And by the state rep, Kate Donahue. So, congratulations. And then we have a small token of our appreciation.
None of this was necessary.
So, thank you for your service. Just a year, 30 years, service is so important. We appreciate you stepping up and filling in.
We'll all be together.
Yes.
Just in another way. Thank you.
Could I add?
Go ahead.
So, just to add on, okay, so, I mean, you and I have worked together on the building committee,
Yeah.
and I would also like to confirm how you really stepped into this committee and didn't miss a beat, nor did we. I know, you know, your experience helped do that, but that's unusual for somebody to come in for a one-year term and just kind of seamlessly fit in. My most important comment of appreciation is I think those cupcakes are here because of you, and that's great.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a great year, and I look forward to being with you guys just in another way.
Do you want to take a
Cupcakes
break?
at the end of the meeting,
At the end? Okay. Got it.
unless anyone objects.
Embarrassment.
Gary does.
I'm never embarrassed to eat anything, anytime. I never knows that, so it's probably shouldn't be a part of that decision.
All right. Next, we'll go to public comment. So if anybody has anything to say, feel free to raise your hand. Okay. Principal's report. Gary, thanks for coming.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. Should I wake up? Mary? Okay.
All right. So Principal Ryan shared that photo one is of the community readers who volunteered their time to read at the Finn School during Finn's annual Community Read Day. Finn's preschool, kindergarten, and grade 1 students had the special opportunity to listen to stories read by members of the Southborough community. Students were thrilled to welcome guests from the Southborough School Committee, Central Office, Police and Fire Departments, library, town officials, and the greater Southborough community, all of whom generously shared their time and enthusiasm for reading with our young learners. This annual event is designed to strengthen and reinforce an important message. Reading matters through connections between Finn students and the community. Through these shared experiences, students see firsthand that reading is valued not only in school but throughout the entire community. Thank you to Finn SOS and Kristen Schiavo for organizing all of our guest readers and helping make this day meaningful, memorable, and full of inspiration for students. The second photo is of Finn students at Algonquin last week. The Finn School took kindergarten and grade 1 students, and they had a wonderful opportunity to visit the Algonquin Regional High School for a special musical experience. During the visit, students enjoyed a lively performance by the high school wind ensemble, who opened with an exciting march that immediately captured everyone's attention. Following the ensemble, several high school musicians showcased their individual instrument by giving our young learners a chance to see and hear how each instrument contributes to its unique sound. The visit concluded with beautiful performance by the chamber choir, whose singing filled the space and left a lasting impression on our students. The experience not only introduced our younger students to a variety of musical styles and instruments, but it also gave them a glimpse into many opportunities that await them as they continue their educational journey. A big thank you to Jeanette Morgan, Finn's music teacher, Algonquin's principal, Sean Bevan, in the music department for their students' warm welcome and inspiring performances. And the last photo is of James Henneberry, an Algonquin senior, Southborough resident, and proud former Finn student who took on an Eagle Scout project to redesign the fence around the Finn family garden. James started by meeting with Mr. Ryan, the Finn staff, and really began to think about the fence design and structure. James took the feedback and developed a thoughtful design that balanced durability with clean, attractive look that fits beautifully with the garden. From there, he truly brought the project to life. James planned everything out, sourced and purchased the materials, and led the full installation of the new fence. The end result is a secure, well-designed space that not only enhances the look of the garden, but also supports student learning while definitely keeping those pesky wabbits out. I'm sorry. All right, the Finn school community is incredibly grateful for this dedication. All right. All right, the Woodward School, Principal Mucci shared that congratulations to the winner of this year's March Mathness ST Math Challenge. Throughout the month, students built problem-solving skills and perseverance while competing to complete the most puzzles. As a school, Woodward students completed 104,951 puzzles during the month of March. We're proud to recognize Mrs. Kelleher's third grade class for taking the first place and Mrs. Frahar's class for earning second place. Thank you to all the students and staff for making this a fun and engaging event, and special thank you to Mrs. Coyle for organizing it. In the second photo, Woodward students recently participated in a meaningful collaboration between art and Spanish centered on weaving. Students explored Mexican and Guatemalan weaving traditions, learned how natural dyes are created, and engaged with authentic materials and stories. This hands-on experience connected art, culture, and language in a highly engaging way for our students across the Spanish classroom and art room. Thank you to Senora Hughes, Senora Graziani, and Ms. Maroney for their collaboration and creativity. The third photo is Woodward third grade students recently participated in an engaging STEM lesson led by the Southborough parent, Brady Loomer of the U.S. Army Combat Capabilities Development Command Soldier Center. The hands-on experience focused on forces and motions directly connected to third grade science standards. Students explored key concepts including Newton's first and third laws of motions, elastic forces, air resistance, gravitational forces, and stored energy. It was a meaningful and exciting learning experience, and Woodward students was grateful for Mr. Loomer for sharing his time and expertise with students. Next up, Principal Valenti shared that in photo number 1, Algonquin Science National Honor Society students visited fourth grade students to teach a science lesson they developed in alignment with the fourth grade science standards. NERI students had an exciting opportunity to learn from Algonquin students through a hands-on engineering egg drop challenge, working in small groups. Students applied the engineering design process to plan, build, and test, improve their prototypes while using provided materials with a focus on problem solving, collaboration, perseverance. Students analyzed the work and identified failure points and redefined their designs to successfully protect their eggs from multiple drop heights, bringing science and engineering concepts to life in a highly engaging way. Photo number 2, NERI students were treated to a special visit from author Maria Scriven. During her time with students, she shared insights into her creative process, including how she develops ideas for books, brings characters to life, revises her work. Students are engaged and inspired as they learn about the journey from an initial idea to a published story, gaining deeper appreciation for writing, creativity, and perseverance. Thank you to the NERI SOS for sponsoring this visit. And then last but not least, Mr. Daigle Day. NERI staff recently took time to recognize their incredible head custodian, Mike Daigle, for his ongoing dedication, keeping our school safe, clean, and welcoming for all. Mike's hard work and pride in his role does not go unnoticed. We're so grateful for everything he does each day. As a fun and heartfelt tribute, NERI staff members dressed like Mike for the day, bringing plenty of smiles and laughter as they celebrated someone who makes such a meaningful difference in the school community. And then for Trotter, I want to just highlight to the left, the first picture is Mrs. Okasha, our French teacher, and she has an Islam presentation each year for our 6th grade social studies classes. It comes right at the conclusion of Eid, and she walks students through Islam culture, traditions. Our students always demonstrate a level of interest and curiosity. She's so accessible. She breaks down so many things. Very engaging presentation, and is really a highlight and extension of our social studies curriculum. The second picture is of members of our Science Fair Club. I want to recognize Mrs. Strong, who is the advisor. I believe this is the 3rd year of the Science Fair Club. Our students went to the Worcester Region Science Fair, and we received several honorable mentions. Emma Lee, 6th grader, also was recognized for 2nd place for her project. And just to share that this club meets once a week for several months, and this is the culminating event that takes place. Some of the projects included a structural design where students had to build a structure using marshmallows and spaghetti sticks, and they had to go through an earthquake simulator. And then we also received recognition for math and computers during this science fair, where students developed an app to teach financial literacy for middle school students. So very exciting. So looking forward to the continuation, and I think it's important for these clubs and activities to continue, and a special recognition to Mrs. Strong. And the last is we had our instrumental concert last week, and that is Mr. Clark. Photo credit to Emma Purple. She came through the concert. We had an in-school concert for our Neary students during the day and the instrumental concert at night. As always, it was a packed house. It was a great extension and opportunity for our music program. I do want to share that Mr. Clark's big band has been invited to have a recording session at Worcester radio station WICN in a program called Emerging Artist Series. So they're going to come here, record a session with our big band. The show is going to play, and we're going to have a listening opportunity with our 8th grade students. So a real credit to Mr. Clark, our music program, and our dedicated students and families.
Cool.
Thank you. Anybody have any comments or questions?
Great program.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gary. Great updates.
Thank you.
All right.
On point.
Food service update. Keith.
Yes, so including your packet, I provided a memo to Greg to give an update on where we are with the food services program. As you may recall, we engaged in a full RFP process last year to bring on a food services management company. This is the first time the district has done that. We are now 9 months into the first year of our contract with Whitson's. And if you may recall, as part of that process, it is not a long-term contract. It's actually a contract that needs to be updated annually and extended annually for no more than 5 years. So what will happen at our May meeting, and this is something that we, especially finance and I, are reviewing, is just where we stand with everything, especially financially related, and we will have a recommendation at the May meeting for your consideration, and this will be something we do in all 3 districts. But what this memo highlights is a couple of things that we have learned, where we are with our participation rates, and just some highlights of the things that have been happening. Overall, I can say that our compliance has been really strong. We went through, and it is included in the memo, a DESE administrative review. This was something that hadn't been done for 6 years. So I was not familiar with the process, but it was a really good process. DESE sent out a reviewer. There was on-site work that was done. There was off-site, and we actually got a very good response from them and a very minimal corrective action plan, which Whitson's was very quickly able to implement, and we were able to make adjustments on our end. And one anecdote from that is the reviewer said it's the shortest report that she had to write, and she writes a lot of them. So that's a good thing. Overall. A couple other highlights is professional development, and one moment of that just occurred on March 23rd, where it was the first time we had members of our food services team from all 3 districts getting the same message with the same professional development activity. This started back in the fall with professional development days and was just a continuation. I really want to thank the Whitson's team, in particular our director, Linda St. Hilaire, for organizing that. And the feedback was pretty strong. Some of the things are redundant that were said during it because a lot of it is compliance driven. So for some it was just good solid reminders with opportunities for other types of growth, including a fire extinguisher training that the Northborough Fire Department came in and did, so they got their certification for that. And then lastly, one of the things that's been more of a negative for us over the course of the year is we did have to go through a leadership change right around Thanksgiving time. Our director was not meeting expectations in the first quarter, so Whitson's made a decision to make a change, and we brought Linda on right after the Thanksgiving holiday. So not only was she dealing with the holidays and then snowstorms and then the administrative review and then everything else, she's just getting her feet under herself now, and I'm starting to see that we're getting back on track pretty quickly. So I appreciate Linda's efforts. She's certainly trying to learn all 3 districts and how we operate, and that's certainly been a highlight and has definitely been noticeable in the last couple weeks. We're making these adjustments. And the last thing I wanted to mention is as far as getting parent and student feedback. Shortly, all the principals are going to be sending out a flyer to all families across the district to solicit their feedback. primarily to date, it's only been done through the online menuing application. We do get feedback on particular items, but this is going to be a more formidable way of providing feedback, and this is something that I'm going to review with them. It's also coupled with a staff feedback survey that went out earlier in March, and that's something that we're going to be meeting on the next week or so to pull that all together, which will obviously be incorporated with our recommendation for next month. So I'd be happy to, that's a highlight overview. There's been a lot of good things that have happened, a lot more menu choices out there, a lot of variety. Our participation rate isn't exactly where we'd like it to be. We started with a splash, but things have kind of leveled out, and that's a part of what the evaluation is going to be include.
What kind of feedback do you get on the website now? Like, is it just like one-off stuff?
Pretty much, yeah. I asked for a report on that, and it was like one-off stuff, like, oh, I like that, or, you know, that didn't match the picture, or, you know, there were,
Okay.
you know,
So it's on specific, like,
a menu
day,
items.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay.
hypothetically, if your son or daughter came home and said, I didn't like that chicken dish, and then you saw it the next month on the menu, people make a comment, yeah, last month he didn't care for that. That's the type of stuff that they're getting, which
Okay.
is helpful.
okay.
In addition to anecdotally, they'll always be in the cafes, kind of walking around talking to kids, and
Yeah.
that's not as formal, obviously, and probably more valuable, to be honest.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Because by the time the kid gets home, they forget
Yeah,
if they like lunch.
exactly. What did I have for lunch? Yeah, they don't remember.
Yeah.
Right.
Anybody else have any questions yet?
Just a couple questions.
Sure.
So, you change, I guess, so you changed directors
Yes,
after about 3 or 4 months.
Correct.
So the woman who's there now has been there, what, 4 or 5 months, maybe?
just about. Feels like yesterday,
And
but yeah.
was she involved in any way with the district as like an assistant, or just she came in totally cold?
Completely cold from Easton Public Schools.
Wow, okay. Tough duty. So when do you anticipate, when does the district anticipate they're going to be recommending something to the school committee as far as the next year, or whatever's going to happen next year?
The next set of meetings in May, we'll start with Northborough, Southborough, and then the region. So the May meetings for school committee is when Becky and I will be making that recommendation.
So, thank you.
Good.
I noticed that you talked about some equipment. Would it be capital equipment that would be going into the rotation to be paid for over time, or this smaller stuff that needs to be replaced?
A little bit of everything, Denise. We have what we're starting to see is the wear and tear through increased participation. Granted, we haven't seen that increase this year, but over the past couple of years, definitely we've seen a rise in that, and I think our equipment's are starting to show its age. And you know, more repairs were needed this year than in prior years, and that's impacting obviously the bottom line. It's really a combination of smaller items and then the larger items that would obviously be a more significant expense, like we would experience in our own kitchens. It's not
The
very
capital
different.
plan.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
And we are developing, one thing that we have done is we've drafted a capital plan, but I really need Whitson's input on that. So we have developed those over the years, but this is going to be more formidable with what they're recommending.
And this would be paid for, though, out of the revolving account?
Correct.
Not in addition to our operational?
Correct.
Or our regular capital plan?
That is correct.
Okay. Any other-
Therefore, making the program self-sufficient.
Right.
Always, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And we think we have the funds to sustain that, or that's part of what
That's
you're
part
gonna
of what
tell us
we're
in May?
digging into and reviewing
Okay.
now. We had a pretty good cushion
Yeah.
for where we started, and that's the part of the evaluation we're completing with finance at this time.
Okay.
Will they weigh in with NERI and potential whatever gets decided there? Obviously, there'll be an adjustment to the kitchen.
Absolutely.
Right? And so, will they weigh in sort of what that should look like as part of the recommendation?
Definitely will be
remodel?
consulted, yep.
Yeah.
And then on the DESI review?
Yes.
Does that overlap at all the food inspections that are done by the town?
It did during the same time, which was interesting. So no, it's a totally different
Okay.
set of things that they're looking
Total,
at.
okay,
Correct.
okay,
That's Board of Health related.
yeah,
This was an administrative review of how we operate. Obviously, if there are safety things, there's some overlap, but not a lot.
okay. Okay.
Do you have any feel of Whitson's asking for an extended contract, or?
I think they've invested a lot in us. They've learned a lot.
Mhm.
They want to make adjustments for a second year and are looking forward to the opportunity if they are given it.
Anything else?
We'll make a recommendation next month.
Looking forward to it. Thank you. All right. Elementary school building committee update.
Sure. So a week ago, this past Monday, the select board and the school committee had a joint meeting to interview applicants for the elementary school building committee. For reference, the select board had 3 members that it would appoint, and the school committee had 2. So I'm pleased to share that all 5 members have been appointed, and the school committee appointed Heather McLeod and Craig Williams as the school committee representation. I think both bring a lot of educational background and experience to the committee. The first meeting is this evening at 8 o'clock. And the first task really is to look at the bids that came in for the request for services for architecture. So that is what they'll be tackling first.
Anybody have any comments or questions on that?
That meeting's tonight?
Yes.
I thought it was Monday or something, but maybe
It was supposed to be, but it got rescheduled to tonight.
oh, okay.
All right. Next is the request for services for community article.
Sure. So thank you to Becky Pellegrino for putting together the request for services. Those requests did come in. We received 5. So Arrow Street, RGB Architects, Socotec AE Consulting, which is their architecture portion of their firm, the Gallant Architectural Studio, and TAP Architects. So those have been forwarded to Mark Purple for the committee's, elementary school building committee's work this evening.
And this process is like a scoring,
Yes.
so can you
Based on
just,
criteria, so each submission will be scored based on criteria and discussed and evaluated by the committee.
anybody have any comments or questions? Thank you. 2026, 2027 preschool tuition proposal.
Sure. So the finance department did a preschool program review and audited the finances to think about the upcoming fiscal year. Based on the review, Becky Pellegrino is recommending a 3% increase in preschool tuition for 26-27. Again, this is a modest adjustment, and it really is to offset rising costs, labor costs, health insurance, and so forth. The last time the rate was increased was in FY22, and that was 3% as well.
Anybody have any comments or questions on raising the preschool tuition by 3%?
I think it's pretty impressive that we haven't had to raise that rate since '22, because costs continue to go up. So I think it's good management that, and it's probably sounds like it's necessary too.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so I will move that we approve the recommendation of increasing preschool tuition by 3% for 2026 to 2027 school year. Is there a second?
Second?
Seconded by Denise. Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Approval of financial assistance guidelines.
So the finance team also reviewed the district's financial assistance guidelines. Again, this program is designed to support families who have difficulty paying tuition due to financial circumstances, and it's for preschool and our extended day programming. Currently, the district provides free tuition for families with household income at or below 130% of the federal poverty level, and reduced tuition for families with household income at or below 185% of the federal poverty level. The Finance Department did provide some context of the number of families over the past 3 years who do need financial assistance. And based on the recommendation, assistance will be awarded on a first-come, first-served basis. The financial assistance will be capped at 10% of the annual program tuition revenue, which is $10,000. If it's $100,000, it'll be $10,000. And full tuition assistance will be limited in order to maximize the number of families served. And the real change is that families at or below 130% of the federal poverty level will qualify for up to 90%. And families at or below 185% of the federal poverty level may qualify for up to 60% of the tuition reduction. So again, the maximum family with financial need could pay at the 130% is 10%, and at the 185% it would be 40%. And again, these changes are intended to balance the financial stability of preschool and extended day, while also supporting the families that need these types of supports. So again, we're asking for these guidelines to be approved for the upcoming academic year.
Comment, question? Go ahead.
So the table that was provided in the materials for, I guess, for context.
Yep.
And it was, I guess it kind of showed a table of Northborough families.
So it should be Southborough.
Oh, that's just a typo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that answered my question. I just was curious about the numbers in Southborough. Okay.
What's the revenue, annual revenue, or I guess, what's the total number of families that could be assisted through this?
So the maximum we've had in the past 3 years is 4 in a year.
Yeah.
And it was 100%. So we have not had more than 4 families who need financial assistance at this point in time.
Yeah. What do you know what the max is?
I think we haven't had a cap. I think we would have to have a lot of families who need financial assistance to meet that threshold.
All right.
It's our revenue is well over $100,000, so it would be probably around 35,000.
Roger?
Earlier you said first come, first serve. Is that just in case we ended up in a situation where we had a cap?
Yeah, if we
that's
reach
not-
that 10% threshold, it would be
Okay.
who, first come, first serve.
Okay.
And based on our historical data, something would have to significantly change for us to reach that level.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? All right, so I'll move that we approve the financial assistance guidelines for 2026, 2027.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Approval of grants donations. There's a donation from American Online Giving Foundation to Extended Day in the amount of $85. Any comments on that? All right, so thank you for the donation. I'll move that we accept the donation from American Online Giving Foundation Incorporated in the amount of $85 to the Southborough Extended Day Program. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Denise. Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. All right, old business. So annual town meeting preparation. so we have annual town meeting on Saturday. We have a posted meeting at 9:15. Town meeting starts at 10. We have a couple of articles. Article 6 is the budget. So obviously, the operating budget will be included in that. And then we have the capital article, which I'm forgetting which number that is, but it's somewhere between 6 and 15. And then Article 15 is the Trotter roof. So all of them will be presented on. I believe that in the capital article, that's generally school and town capital. And this year, I think we're the only items on that article. So it's just the security, the smart boards,
Fin
and the
floor.
fin floors. So those 3 items that we've talked about extensively. And then, obviously, the Trotter roof requires 2/3. So, do you want to? Go ahead.
So just in terms of, so Keith developed a presentation that has been submitted to Jim Haggerty for Saturday's presentation, and this Friday afternoon we'll be practicing and thinking about what questions we may be asked around either the budget or the capital articles, and there will be a presentation for the roof specifically, but not for the other articles, although we anticipate being asked questions about the security, the flooring, and the new line presentation technology.
And Becky will be there
Becky will be there.
from a financial perspective. Is everybody planning on going to town
I
meeting?
can't say about everyone, I'm going.
Speak for yourself, Jen.
Okay. All right.
And also in attendance for the Trotter roof will be the architect, a representative from the architectural firm and OPM to help answer any technical questions that I do not answer accurately. No, I'm joking.
With
That I
pictures?
can't answer. They'll
There's
be there to
pictures.
support.
With pictures, Keith?
With pictures. I got
It-
pictures.
Man,
Yeah.
it's interesting because in the recent discussions that we've had publicly on the Trotter roof, I don't think a lot of people really realized how much it needed to be replaced.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the conversation up until kind of recently, I guess, was focused on Neary and the Neary roof and some of those expenses. So I think that, I think people recognize from, the interaction I've had with folks, they recognize that Trotter roof really needs to be replaced.
Glad to hear that.
I wouldn't be, sort of separately from that, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some people that will say, I thought we already voted on this.
Yeah.
I think that will be a fair amount of people that are confounding the fact that Neary and Trotter roof are 2 separate things that need to happen. So I would just be prepared to, as a reminder,
Yeah.
You could be
Neary, both of these roofs needed help, and so it's really, hopefully you're not rehashing sort of the same conversations we're having about Neary with Trotter, and it's just like, yes, like, you need to do a roof, you need to take care of the town building, it's kind of that simple.
You very well could be right. I mean, there are different processes, with MSBA
People just see
being,
roof,
funding,
roof,
and but
it's
still,
like one roof,
Yeah.
could very well be
Well, and they're also both going to be on the ballot,
right.
Mhm, both
Two.
of them, yeah. Mhm.
which I
worth
think
reminding
it's
people.
gonna, we just need to make sure
Yeah.
people understand.
Yeah.
And I also think, and I think Keith's presentation highlights this, we are an MSBA for this and are getting a 41% reimbursement. So I think that's extremely important. And I think we need to be prepared to answer if this fails, either at town meeting or the ballot, then what happens? And it's, again, we have 60 days, a 60-day window to go back to MSBA and just, decide what to do, and obviously it depends on which one fails, but hopefully that's not the case, but just so that people understand, like, if we get outside that 60-day window, there's no extension, we lose that funding.
Right.
So, yeah.
And notably, the funding is more money than we had on the Neary building. The
You mean the percentage?
The percentage.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
percentage-wise,
and it took us 4 times to get it,
that's right.
so, and this has been on the capital plan since at least 2019.
2019.
Yeah, so, yeah, okay, so, we'll be ready for Saturday. I think it's gonna be a beautiful day,
To be
so
inside.
we'll see how that goes. And I'm gonna try my best to be there. We've got children everywhere, so, I will try to be there. Okay, Neary roof project update.
So Keith?
So, yes, to make sure we're talking about a different project, we are talking about the Neary roof project, which was obviously with a huge resounding support at the March 2nd meeting, and Socatec, who was the architect that got us to that meeting, has continued the work over the last month, and they've been quite engaged. We did a lot of investigation of the roof system. They did test cuts, they did adhesion tests, all of coming up very positive with what their recommendation will be. So they are about 90% complete with the drawings for the bid documents, and about, I would say, 75% complete with all the contractual and then supporting documents that will go with it. If all goes as planned, they are hoping to solicit for the bid right after April break. We're looking at a April 29th date. If all goes well, I don't want to etch that in stone, but if all goes well, we're looking at an April 29th solicitation date, which would then mean that the filed sub-bids and then the full bid itself will be due no later than May 21st. So that will be after the ballot, which is set for May 12th, and it's all contingent upon, obviously, the successful simple majority as a ballot question. So we will have a contractor, or at least bids in, within a week of that, hopefully, approval.
Great.
If all goes well, they are optimistic, and I push them on this every time, that it is not going to take a tremendous amount of time to get started on the roof system. So they have been in contact with contractors to make them aware that the bid is going to be coming out, and they are optimistic that we will have a formidable contractor. It's not a complicated job. For them, it's a rather simple job. So it's something that we hope we could start right after school gets out, if all goes well. And then once you peel back the onion, you don't necessarily know what you're going to get, but the goal is still to have the vast majority of work completed before the start of school for teachers on August 27th and students on September 2nd. And that's fresh off, I just talked to the architect about 3 hours ago.
Great. And we're keeping in touch with the town side to make sure that like the bond will be ready and the finance side will be ready to go for like whenever we can sign the contract. I assume we have to have the funding in place to sign the contract.
We do.
So, do we know, and do you have the ability to sign the contract, or does that come back to school committee to?
So I think it's an interesting question and might go back to the town.
Okay,
And
okay.
then-
So we just need to make sure that like,
Yes.
we have our timeline.
So Becky and I will work with Mark
Okay.
Purple and Brian Valentine to make
Okay.
sure that all the bonding.
All right, yeah, because I
is
just want to
ready.
make sure we have
And
everything
The
lined
good
up.
thing is that all the contracts are going to be drafted soon.
Okay.
So we will have them reviewed properly before it even goes out. So we won't have to worry about, the after. So the hope is that it's
Okay.
all set up successfully.
So if it goes back to town, we probably have to go back to town council to have them review all that.
Likely,
Okay,
yes.
okay. Yes,
And you say goes back to the town, the select board would be the signature authority on that?
I can work with Mark Purple and understand better the pathway. But I think it would be the select board.
okay. Great.
In the meantime, we do have those problem areas ballasted down
Uh-huh.
with weights, and it's proving to be working okay. It's keeping us,
Okay. Those are in the Home Depot buckets?
you'll see them, yes.
Mhm. Oh, yeah,
They're
I've seen 'em.
quite visible.
Uh-huh. Bright orange.
Did the snowstorm help?
It did. It
Weighted
bought,
down
yeah,
some
it
more.
did, and it also bought time before that intervention was necessary. So that was the benefit of a foot and a half of snow.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the one yesterday.
Oh, no, that didn't have an impact.
Didn't have.
The hailstones.
Okay, great. So, maybe I shouldn't ask this, but I'm going to.
Go right ahead.
Are we having more leaks on a regular basis?
Not with the frequency that we had at the beginning of the winter.
Okay,
We've had a couple of new problem areas, but they're not as significant as the ones that are popped up earlier in the winter.
okay. All right,
The water features for classrooms are less than what they were.
okay. Well, I know science MCAS are coming up for.
It's part of the
them, so maybe there's a question on that or something. All right, anything else on Mary? Okay. School choice vote. Any other discussion on that? All right, so I'll move that we accept the superintendent's recommendation to opt out of school choice for the 2026-2027 school year.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Thank you. Enrollments.
So in your packets is the enrollment as of March 13th, 2026. So we just want to compliment the Finn office staff for really getting a solid number for kindergarten enrollment. Currently that number is 117, which is 2 more that's on the enrollment document. They did call all of the families who were on the census who we weren't able to connect with and got a better sense of whether they've moved, no longer a resident, and whether or not they're attending, their children would be attending kindergarten in the fall. So 117 is the number at this point in time. And I think now it's a matter of move-ins and move-outs over the course of the next several months and then over the course of the summer. But we are within the class size policy for kindergarten.
Any questions on enrollment?
Did you say 117?
Yeah.
117. Yeah.
I'm just reading this wrong.
It says
No,
115.
it says
It's not updated.
115.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. It's-
Yeah. And NESDEC had. What did
This
Ne-
is this year's, right?
Well, this sheet has this year and next year.
So NESDEC
Oh, right underneath.
was 148.
For K next year?
Yep. And RLS was I think 131 for FY27.
Okay. So the bold ones are this year and then the
One's underneath.
regular.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The FY26 budget line item transfers.
Sure, so the FY26 monthly general fund report dated March 31st, 2026 shows expenditures and encumbrances incurred during the first 3 quarters of fiscal year 26. The district has expended $15,815,452.74 and has encumbered $9,225,557.76 since the start of the fiscal year. The budget balance is $71,775.50, or 0.29% of the total operational budget, a slight increase of $16,504.29 from the previous month. The 2 accounts that have experienced larger than normal decreases, heating, which is 4120, and teaching sped, which is 2309. Based on heating projections for the remainder of the fiscal year, we anticipate a negative balance in the account of approximately $38,751.57, a decrease of $31,690.45 from the prior month's report. The teaching sped function code decreased by $41,607.37 due to ESP support needed for a new student. And the report also has 2 function codes that are currently over budget. The budget balance accounts from which the funds are being taken and supporting notes are listed on the memo. and that's teaching sped 2309 of $1,140.42, which is from the teacher salary account, and again, it's for an ESP, and translation services sped account 2319, which is $1,266.75, and that also came from teacher salaries 2305. And then on behalf of the finance department, I request that the Southborough School Committee vote to accept the FY26 monthly general fund report as of March 31st, 2026 until audited, and vote to approve the function codes listed above that have been overexpended in fiscal year 2026.
Comments or questions?
I'll move what he said.
Okay. Did you move it?
I did move it. I
Okay.
moved- I
Is there
moved.
a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Thank you. Approval of warrants and payrolls. So that the warrants and payrolls are in your packet. Does anybody have any questions on those? All right, so I'll move that we approve the warrants and payrolls as listed in the packet tonight. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? No? All right. All those in favor? You look like you were going to say something. Yeah. All right. The capital plan.
So the revised FY27 capital plan is in your packet for distribution. That was revised on 3/11/2026. And it should be updated with the current information. And then for the revolving accounts dated April 8th, 2026. So we have food services with an anticipated fund balance of $175,506.25. Facilities rental, which is $22,773.77. An extended day with an anticipated fund balance of $662,835.26. And I will note the facilities rental account is much lower than, the balance is much lower than we would like. And just would note that the Neary Roof Architectural Engineering Assessment did come out of the facility rental account. So that was a $85,000 cost to the district. And again, we use this account for any unanticipated repairs or situations that need to be fixed immediately. But again, this is the lowest the balance has been for many years.
So we can't use it anymore.
No. And then lastly, the preschool early childhood account. We had a beginning balance on July 1 of $80,025.23, and an anticipated fund balance at the end of the year is $106,442.67. And at the next meeting, Becky will talk about the separation of the Northborough and Southborough preschool program and accounts that will be created and how the fund balance will be distributed, a portion to each of the communities.
Thank you. The personnel report.
So in your packet, we had a couple key appointments. You'll notice that Deb Lemieux, principal for Finn, and Thomas Millette, principal for Neary. And both Deb and Tom have really begun the transition process. They will be visiting the schools, involved in step-up and placement, and also hiring decisions moving forward. So it's great to have them participate at this point in the year. And we had two resignations. We had Nancy Langway, who was a key member of the Chartier Middle School office, who she took a job at school close by, Fay School. So we wish her well. Principal Hershuk is in the process of hiring for that position. And then we had a group leader, resigned from Southborough Extended Day program. So,
Great.
that is the personnel reports.
Thank you. All right, and next we have meeting minutes, a bunch of them. So does anybody have any comments or changes to any of those? Thank you, Mariana, for getting us caught up here. So I'll move that we accept the February 23rd, 2026 minutes, the March 3rd, 2026, March 11th, 2026, March 17th, 2026, and March 24th, 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Thank you. And next month, we'll have the transportation, oh, that's actually separate, sorry, I skipped it. He's gonna give a transportation update, as well as feedback on the food service recommendation. And if you have anything else in the meantime that you would like to have added, just let me know. All right, anybody have anything else before I go to public comment? All right, if you have any comment, feel free to raise your hand. All right, so I'll move that we adjourn at 7:27. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Thank you.
All-time record.
For me,